Today, we're going to take a look at a customer's Volvo XC70, and their concern is their TPMS light is on. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to test, not guess. So now, let's go into the car and do a bulb check. We've now powered up the vehicle for the bulb check, and the TPMS light indicates we have a service issue because it's flashing. And over here on the dash, it displays TPMS service required with an arrow pointing to the right side of the vehicle. Now, let's grab our tool and test, not guess, on this TPMS issue. Now that we've done the bulb check and it's indicated that there's a TPMS service needed, let's go down and read each sensor. Now let's go ahead and read this sensor. The tool has beeped, indicating it's read the sensor. We now can see the unique ID and that the tire is at 35 psi. Now let's move to the right front tire. Now that we're over at the right front, interesting, the other side had a metal valve stem. This one has a rubber. Let's see if we can read this sensor. No audio sound from the tool, but a visual message that tells me no sensor detected. We either have a dead battery or possibly no sensor in this tire. Let's move on and read the right rear. Now that we've moved to the right rear, interesting, we have another rubber valve stem. This may lead us to what is the service issue with this TPMS system. Let's take our tool and attempt to read this sensor. Again, no audio, but a message, no sensor detected. I have a feeling we're going to find there's no sensor in this tire, but again, it could be a dead battery that's not transmitting anymore. Let's move on to the left rear and then we can figure out how to service this vehicle. Here we are at the left rear and we're back with another metal valve stem. Let's go ahead and see if we can read this sensor. We've heard the audio sound and we've stored an ID, and when this tire is at 35.65 psi. Our next step is to work on the tires on the right side of the vehicle and find out why those sensors aren't transmitting, or if there's even a sensor in those tires. We've removed both wheels from the vehicle and broken down both tires, and we discovered that neither have a TPMS sensor. They've been replaced with a regular rubber valve stem. What we're going to do is we're going to install new TPMS sensors. In one tire and wheel assembly, we're going to put in the Intermotor OE design TPMS sensor, which will be installed and put right back on the vehicle. In the other wheel, we're going to install the QWIK sensor, red, and we're going to go ahead and program that right now. We removed the QWIK sensor. We're going to go ahead and take our TPMS tool, program it to the year, make, and model of this Volvo that we're working on. We're going to slip the sensor into the cradle, and we're going to go ahead and program it prior to installation. We've now programmed it. We have our own unique ID, and this is ready to be installed in the vehicle. In this tire and wheel assembly, we've installed the QS103R red sensor, which is our European application with a metal valve stem. We've pre-programmed this sensor prior to installation, but if you happen to have installed the sensor and didn't program, don't worry. Just remove the valve core, bring the air pressure down to 0, and you can go ahead and program that sensor right in the tire. Now that we've programmed the sensor, we've installed the OE in the other tire, let's drop the vehicle down and follow the relearn procedure, which in this case requires a test drive. Okay, we're back from our test drive. We drove the vehicle above 12 miles an hour for about 3 miles, which is part of the relearn process for this vehicle. We're going to go ahead and power up the dash and do a bulb check again to make sure the light's out and there's no TPMS service indicator message. As you can see, the light's out and the service message is gone. This vehicle is all set to be returned back to the customer.